I am Dark Bloom.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the World Online Racing Championship Dirt Midget Tour presented by Mr. Ocean CEM 3882 on YouTube. Check them out. We are here at the beautiful Eldora for 40 laps here in our main event. This event is sponsored by Bluejay Designs, so be sure to check them out as well. Qualifying just wrapped up and our first heat will begin. 8-lap heats here, and it looks like we will be skipping the B main potentially due to the amount of drivers that have logged in this evening. But top 8 from the heats, and you can see we only have 8 drivers in the heat. They will all advance to the main event this evening. So let's go over our starting order for this first heat. On pole, we've got Aaron Trotter. Outside of him, we got Josh Patterson there in the 0-2. In third, we've got Quentin Haley. Good to see him coming back. Connor Trifari there in fourth. Pierce Moffitt in fifth. Paul Granada in sixth. Caden Butler in seventh. And Keelan Belsha in eighth. All of these drivers here very fast. So this is going to be a very interesting heat race here. You can see they are going to go around here for a couple pace laps, and then we'll get going green. And Quentin Haley, show these guys up here on the dirt, and you may recognize that name. Quentin Haley is the brother of Justin Haley, who had an incredible performance this weekend at the Indianapolis Road Course. It's a shame Justin couldn't join us this evening, but you know, he's very busy. But Quentin Haley was able to make it out here. Good to see him. He'll start third in this heat race. He had a great performance at the Charlotte Dirt Track in this series a couple rounds ago, so we'll see what he can do here this evening. And Josh Patterson, we know he is quick. He is going to start in second there, outside of Aaron Trotter, who we know is also a very quick driver. So pace lights are off. The pace truck will get going green here. This time around, the pace truck will dive off. We'll have an 8-lap shootout here for heat number 1. All of these drivers will advance to the main event. And the green flag's out. You can see the outside line get a great jump there. That's going to be Patterson in the 0-2. We'll see if that outside line can hold the speed. Bottom line here generally preferred, as you can see at Trotter there. Aaron Trotter getting out to an early lead. And now they're going to head down the front stretch there, complete lap 1. We see Josh Patterson switching it up there, trying to look on the inside, not able to make a move there. Quentin Haley under pressure here from Butler in the 811 and Moffitt in the 41. So this is a great three-way battle, right? Oh, 811 makes contact there with Haley, but that's not going to mess Haley up. Haley's going to continue there into third. And right behind him, Pierce Moffitt. They're currently in fourth, and then right behind him, Connor Trifari there in the 420, looking to challenge Moffitt there for that fourth position. Meanwhile, up front here, the 0-2 of Josh Patterson is slipping away there, not able to match the speed of Aaron Trotter as Aaron Trotter extends his lead to 0.3 of a second, just completed with 5 to go. And we can see Josh Patterson there start to switch up his line a little bit, trying to find the grip to be able to get up to the back of Trotter. Looks like he found some grip there that previous lap. He's going to reduce the lead down by 0.1 of a second. And he's going to try that high entry, low exit method there as they complete that lap there. 3 to go. You can see that line is starting to work. He is starting to catch up to the back of Aaron Trotter, but we know Aaron Trotter is going to be very difficult to pass here, as Eldora is a tough track with the progressive banking to pass at. You can see they're both riding the cushion now as they're going to come by here and take the white flag. This time around, he is right on the back bumper there. Let's ride on board Josh Patterson here as he tries to chase down for the lead. He's going to look down to the inside. No, we're going to switch back here because he's going to try a slide job. Aaron Trotter not going to have anything to do with that. Going to cross him over. And they're going to go head down into turns 3 and 4 here for the final time. Aaron Trotter looks like he's going to come away here victorious in heat number 1, but it was a great effort by Josh Patterson there to try that slide job in turns 1 and 2 on the last lap. Just not able to make it stick. Quentin Haley going to come home in 3rd. So good run by him. And real quick, we'll bring up the official results there from Heat 1. Aaron Trotter 1st, Josh Patterson 2nd, Quentin Haley 3rd, Connor Trifari 4th, Pierce Moffitt 5th, Caden Butler 6th, Paul Granada 7th, and Keelan Belsha rounding it out in 8th. All right, let's bring our starting grid up for heat number 2. We have Darren Stark on pole, Brayson Collins outside of him in 2nd, Ryan Martin in 3rd, Mason Coffey in 4th, Cale Goodwin in 5th, Christian Visconti in 6th, and Mason Thompson in 7th. Oh, we've got Pierce Moffitt commenting there saying his talent in dirt is questionable. I would say you're a little bit better than questionable there, Mr. Pierce Moffitt. You put on a good show, and that's what matters. All right, we'll go around one more time here, and then we'll get started here with heat number 2. Darren Stark gonna start it out there on pole. Brayson Collins, the league admin here, gonna start on the outside. We've seen Brayson have some good runs in this series on the long runs. He's generally had some difficulties being involved in incidents and not able to qualify in from the heats and having to go to the B main, but that is not going to be in the books for tonight since we do not have more than 20 drivers in the field this evening. So all the drivers in the server will make it into the main event, which is a 40-lap main event. And the pace truck will dive off here this time around, and we'll get going green.
Green flag, green flag.
And the green flag's out. You can see Stark getting off to a great start. Pierce, Brayson Collins there not get going as well. He's going to be under challenge there from Ryan Martin and Coffey as they all head down into turns 3 and 4 here. You can see the 52 of Coffey there trying that outside line right under him. He's got the 9 of Martin, though, looking on the bottom side. Oh, we're going to see a little contact there. I believe that was Martin and Visconti doing a good job to stay off of each other. Sorry, no, that was Goodwin and Martin. But up front here, we've got Brayson Collins still in 2nd. We've got Mason Coffey in 3rd. He's looking to take away that 2nd spot, but he goes in too hot there in that cushion and hits that wall with his right rear, but it doesn't look like it's going to slow him down. He's going to try that bottom side, going to slide up in front of Brayson Collins. Is Brayson going to be able to... Let's see, he's going down to the... Oh, no, that is disastrous for Coffey. He does it again. He gets into the wall with his right rear. That's going to allow Brayson Collins to secure that 2nd position. Meanwhile, now we've got the battle for 3rd back here. Ryan Martin in the 9 car in the 072 there of Goodwin as... Oh, we've got trouble with our leader. Brayson Collins into the leader. It looks like Stark might have had an issue there. We'll catch a replay of that in just a second, but we've still got a battle for the lead. The 72 of Goodwin going to slide up into 2nd. And Brayson Collins getting the worst end of that deal there and knocked back to 3rd, but he's going to challenge back here on the inside. 3 to go. And this time around, they'll take 2 to go. So Goodwin advancing up into the 2nd position there after the 55 of Darren Stark gets into trouble and makes contact with Brayson Collins. And now we've got a good 4-way battle here. Oh, and we just saw the 9 of Martin there get loose. And we've got a battle for the lead. There's a little contact again. Oh, no, the 72 gets in the wall. He collects Brayson Collins. That's going to allow Ryan Martin here to potentially get into 2nd as we take the white flag. Goodwin, meanwhile, way up the road. And he's going to come away with the win potentially here. The 9 of Martin looking to capitalize here. And it looks like it's going to be a drag race here to the checkered flag. The 72 of Goodwin is going to take it. The 9 of Martin coming home in 2nd. And Brayson Collins smoking, but he's going to cross the line in 3rd. Oh, an interesting race there. We saw a lot of carnage, but nonetheless, doesn't really matter in the end because all these drivers will make it to the main event, as we only have 15 drivers in the field this evening. And now they will begin their 3-minute warm-up session before our 40-lap main event. While they are warming up, let's check out the point standings so far. After round 4 here, we have James Barrett Jr. still in the lead, David Shane in second, Darren Stark in third, Cameron McComb in fourth, Aaron Trotter in fifth, Ryan Martin in sixth, Mason Coffey in seventh, Brayson Collins in eighth, Andrew May in ninth, and Jeremy Folkerts there rounding out the top 10 in the points as it stands as we head into Eldora. Now let's check out the series schedule here. We are round 5 at Eldora. Next week we head to USA. After that we go to Bristol Dirt and then Cedar Lake, Knoxville, Kokomo, and then round 11, the championship event there will be at the Chili Bowl. All right, about a minute and a half here left in the warm-up session. And we see the 80 of Visconti there, unfortunately, looping it around there. It looks like the track is starting to slick up. And we'll see some different lines start to develop. We may see some drivers take to that bottom line, as you can see there, the 811 of Butler doing here in the practice. And this is the session the guys want to get out there and really experiment and see where this track, what the track condition is going to be when they hit the main event. You see the 811 now trying that top line right up against the wall. And these dirt midget cars, very difficult to do. As we saw in the previous heat, a few guys get it wrong and go into the wall. See Quentin Haley right behind him there, experimenting, going right in the slick. And you can just see that car rotate around. And it looks like it's a handful. Right, about 30 seconds left here in the warm-up session, and then we'll get started with our main event here. We'll ride on board Hale Goodwin here in the 072. Oh, and you can see that's what I'm talking about. Just it's very difficult to ride up against the wall here in this track. We'll try to find a driver that's not flipping around here. We've got Caden Butler in the 811. Trying that top line still. You just saw him make a little contact there with the wall with the right rear. But he's still experimenting with that top line here around Eldora. Progressive banking, so there's more banking up towards the top of the track. Down toward the bottom, it is essentially flat. So it's a very unique track in that sense and makes for some very interesting racing and different lines being taken here. All right, we'll bring up our starting order for the main event this evening. We've got Brayson Collins on pole, Quentin Haley in second, Ryan Martin in third, Josh Patterson in fourth, Cale Goodwin in fifth. Sixth, we've got Aaron Trotter in seventh. We've got Connor Trafari, Darren Stark in eighth, Pierce Moffitt in ninth. In 10th, we've got Mason Coffey, 11th, Caden Butler, and 12th, Christian Visconti. In 13th, we've got Paul Granada. In 14th, Mason Thompson. And then rounding it out in 15th, we have Keelan Belsha. All right, this is going to be an interesting start of the race here. There was a little bit of invert, as you can tell from the heat finishing results. And it is going to be interesting there. We've got Quentin Haley there on the outside. We know he's quick. And we'll see if he can capitalize on that high side. But Brayson Collins there, we know he's also fast. He's going to have that inside line. And then we're going to have people like Josh Patterson here starting in fourth, looking to work their way up through the field. Aaron Trotter there in the number 46 in sixth. And that is a difficult starting place here in these midgets at Eldora because some contact is almost guaranteed to happen as we head down into turn 1 for the first time. All right, pace truck is off. They come to the green flag. Green flag is out. Great start by Quentin Haley. He is up ahead as they head down into turn 1. You can see him up there on that high line trying to find the grip. The 0-2 of Josh Patterson. And we already have a caution out. Looks like Mason Coffee, unfortunately, involved in that. Let's go back and take another look. You see the 52 there in the black and purple car. That is Mason Coffee, and that is what we were talking about. Very difficult there to run that high line. Just makes contact with the right rear. Flips around. Single car incident, but that will bring out the first caution of the evening. And real quick, I want to ride on board as we're pacing around Josh Patterson during that start there because he made quite a few passes there off the start. So let's ride on board with him as we go around on that start. See here, coming to the start here, he's up on that high side. Right up against the back of Quentin Haley. As you saw Quentin Haley there get down into the slick part of the track. And unfortunately, that's when the caution came out. So it looked like the outside line just advanced further than the bottom side did. But we could see that change as the laps unfold here this evening. Dynamic track here in iRacing, just like in real life. You'll see where these guys run, the track will slick up in that part and will force them to move to a different part of the track. And that is one of the beautiful things about dirt racing is you have to be adaptable and go where the grip is. So the drivers that can do it well will exceed. The drivers who can't will fall back. As you can see, we're going to be a single file restart here. The pace lights are off the pace truck, and we are away. Brayson Collins going to lead them down to turn 1. Already Quentin Haley under pressure from the 0-2 of Josh Patterson as he pulls a great slide job, goes into the lead momentarily, but we're going to be 3 wide down the back stretch here. As that looks like Quentin Haley on the bottom side, Brayson Collins in the middle, Ryan Martin starting to enter the picture there, and Josh Patterson out front. We'll see here. Oh, Josh Patterson into the wall. He's going to collect a couple cars with him. It looks like multiple people involved there. Couldn't get a tally on the damage, but that will bring out the second caution of the evening. And let's go back and get another look at that. Josh Patterson was the first car into the wall here in the 0-2. And looks like he's going to collect a couple cars with him. You can see just getting that right rear. It looks like the 9 of Martin, the 811, and the 420 there all making contact with him. And it looks like he has some damage there. He did tow back to the pit road there, so he will most likely be done this evening. And Eldora, the outside wall there of Eldora takes its first victim of the evening. That's going to be Josh Patterson, unfortunately. Right, let's check in on our biggest mover so far. We haven't had many green flag laps, but the 811 of Caden Butler has made it work. He is up 5 positions since the start of the race this evening. Currently our biggest mover. And unfortunately, Quentin Haley has dropped back 2 positions there. He's currently in 4th, and he's going to be on that outside line again. It looks like he prefers the inside line. So we'll see how long it takes him to get back down to his preferred line, but we will have another single file restart here. This time around, we'll take the green. The pace truck will dive off, and we'll get going with 30 laps remaining here in our 40-lap main event. Brayson Collins there in the number 5 going to lead us down to the green flag. The very fast Aaron Trotter right behind him, and we can anticipate a move very quickly from Aaron Trotter. As you can see, he's already on the inside, going to slide up the track. Brayson Collins going to fight back on the outside, and Brayson's going to lose that position as Aaron Trotter very quick there on that bottom line. Meanwhile, we got the 072 of Goodwin here, going to take away that second place position from Colin. And further back, we've got Quentin Haley also trying to follow him through. Oh, we see a little contact there from the 811 of Butler and Haley. They're going to keep going. But we've got a battle for the lead here. Cale Goodwin in the 072 going to take away the lead from Aaron Trotter there as we complete lap 11. And it looks like they're making that high side work currently. Quentin Haley is going to fall back to fourth momentarily as he battles it out there with, looks like, the 52 of Coffee and the 5 of Colin. And this is a great battle here as we see this is the battle for fourth. Oh no, we've got another victim of that outside wall. That is going to be Quentin Haley making contact, flipping around, but that will bring out our third caution of the evening. Car doesn't look too damaged, so he may be able to continue on. But we've got another victim there. We'll go back and watch another angle of that. See, just touching the wall there with the right rear. Not much he could do about it after that. But we had a lead change there. Cale Goodwin in the 072 ran down the 46 of Aaron Trotter and took away the lead. So the 072 there is a car to keep an eye on. He looks very fast and very early here in the race. Aaron Trotter, we know he has the speed in the long run, so we'll keep an eye on him as well. And then the wild card there, the number 52 of Mason Coffee, slinging his way up there. Up 7 positions since the start of the race and is now in third. Also got a tie for the biggest mover. It is Paul Granada there in the 04 who is currently scored in the 6th position. Good to see these drivers making their way back up front here. Right, and when we get going here, we're going to have 24 to go remaining here in our 40-lap main event here at Eldora. And the pace lights are off the pace truck. It will dive off this time around and we'll get going green. The 072 of Cale Goodwin is going to lead us to the line. The 46 of Aaron Trotter. Oh, and it looks like the 72 is having some connection issues there as he momentarily blinks out, but he is back. And we'll see what he can do here as the green flag is out. You see he gets a great start. Aaron Trotter there going to look to the bottom side of the track. And it looks like Coffee's on the high side there. We've got the 5 of Collins and the 811 very close. And up front here, we've got a battle for the lead. It looks like Aaron Trotter going to try that bottom side. Is he going to be able to make it stick? No, it looks like he's a little bit slower there. Mason Coffee, though, up on that high side. Going to challenge the 072 on the outside here as we go into turns 3 and 4. This is a great pass right there for the lead as he didn't really have a gap to get in there, but he made it work. Great driving by both of those drivers. And we've got a new leader. The 52 of Mason Coffee is going to come out in front there. The 072 of Goodwin in second and the 46 of Aaron Trotter there in third. Meanwhile, Brayson Collins trying to make that bottom side work. Just doesn't look like that line is quite there yet. As you can see, the 04 Paul Granada going to run him down very quickly, but the 5 of Brayson Collins going to shut down that. But it looks like the 04 is going to get a great run off of the turn there. And now he's going to have that preferred line, but Brayson Collins pulls another slide job. The 04 of Granada has to get out of the throttle. So these two are going to battle it out here for a great battle for position 5. When it looks like we may have had another incident, but it did not bring the caution out. Like Visconti is around, and we will stay green. The 52 of Coffee starting to run away with this as we have 19 to go. He's about a second ahead of the 072 of Cale Goodwin. Meanwhile, we've got a battle brewing up for third here. The 46 of Trotter and the 811 of Caden Butler is a little slide job pulled there, a little contact, but the 811 of Butler is going to come away with it here. We'll see if Trotter tries to do the same back. Doesn't look like he's going to do it, so it looks like the 811 of Butler is going to advance into that third position. Meanwhile, Our leader, Mason Coffee, just continues to run away with it. And it looks like they are mostly spread out for right now, except for the battle for 6. We've got the 9 of Martin and the 04 of Paul Granada here battling it out, and the 5 of Brayson Collins. So we got a three-way battle here, and this is for 5th. We'll see what happens here. All these drivers currently on the high line. Martin all the way up against the back of the 04 there. And let's ride on board the 9 of Martin here as he tries to chase down. Oh, we've got a car upside down. I'm not sure who that was. That was Aaron Trotter. And that will bring out the 4th caution of the evening. Let's go back and see what happened to Aaron Trotter here. We'll ride on board with him. And I bet it's that outside wall. Yes, it is. We've got another victim. And let's check another angle of that here as they head down into the turn. Just making contact with the right rear, flipping over. Nothing he could do there at that time. And unfortunately, that outside wall is going to take another victim here. And that was the very fast Aaron Trotter. But good news for the 811 there of Caden Butler. He's currently in 3rd, up 8 positions. Brayson Collins also advancing to 4th because Aaron Trotter there was in 4th when he wrecked. So another driver out, another victim. And we have a small field here left on the lead lap. Only 8 cars on the lead lap. So Quentin Haley there in the number 13 car. He's currently in 8th. Connor Trafari is in 7th. Ryan Martin 6th. Paul Granada in 5th. Brayson Collins 4th. Caden Butler 3rd. Cale Goodwin in 2nd. And Mason Coffee currently in the lead. All right, we'll have 11 to go here once we get going green. Pace truck will dive off this lap. The 52 of Coffee was running away with it. We'll see if he can do that again here as we start. He gets a great jump. Cale Goodwin there in the 72. Still right behind him. Meanwhile, back here, this battle between Collins and Granada, I expect it to heat up like it was before. But Quentin Haley here also making some moves on Trafari. As you can see, he's up into the 7th position. And he looks like he is currently... Oh, we've got to move for a second here. It's the 811 pulling a slide job on the 72 of Goodwin. But Goodwin is going to fight back on the inside. But I just think that outside line is the preferred line right now. And we see that... Oh, we've got Paul Granada into the wall. That's going to bring out our 5th caution. Let's go back and check that out. We see the 04 of Paul Granada there in that blue machine. They head down into turns 3 and 4, just making contact with the outside wall, but this time on the back straight as they entered the turn. And I believe we've got our 5th victim here of the Eldora outside wall. And it looks like he was trying to flip himself over. Not sure if he ever got it around. We'll just watch here, because if he does, that will be very entertaining. Sometimes we'll see a driver come and help him. He's, and unfortunately, no, he was not able to flip it over himself, and he had to tow back. All right, let's do a little inventory here. We've got the 52 of Coffee out front. We've got the 072 of Cale Goodwin there. They're in the 2nd place position. The 811 of Caden Butler in 3rd. Brayson Collins back up to 5th there. Sorry, 4th in the number 5 machine. Ryan Martin in 5th. Quentin Haley in 6th. And Connor Trafari there in the 420. He is the last car on the lead lap, currently scored in 7th. All right, pace lights are off the pace truck, so we'll get going this time. Another single file restart here. The 52 of Mason Coffee. He ran away with it before. We'll see if he can do it again here as the green flag comes out. Great jump by Mason Coffee as he gets a pretty good lead going down into turn 1. He's going to ride that high side. On further back here, we've got Quentin Haley making a move on the inside there. Ryan Martin, and we've got a car up in the wall. Who is that? We've got the 811 here of Butler pulling a slide job on the 5 of Collins here. And it looks like they're all going to get sorted out. Grayson Collins still in 4th, the 9 of Martin in 5th, but it looks like Quentin Haley here is battling it out for that 6th place position. If he can get up to the back of the 9 of Martin, you see that light blue and black car, that is Trotter, Aaron Trotter. He's currently 4 laps down, so he's out here. He was able to get going again after being involved in that incident, but we have a battle for 2nd here. The 811 of Butler going to pull his classic slide job. The 72 of Goodwin going to cut down under him there. And just as that was unfolding, it looks like, unfortunately, Quentin Haley involved in an incident, and that's going to bring out the 6th caution. And let's see what happened here. You see that black car of Quentin Haley as they head down into turns 3 and 4. Another victim of the outside wall on the entry to turns 3 and 4, just making contact with that right rear. That's going to flip him around, and it looks like he was too damaged to continue, so he did tow it to the pits. All right, that'll leave us with 6 cars on the lead lap, and we will have a green-white checkered attempt once we get going here. There are 2 attempts, so these guys have 2 attempts here to complete the green-white checkered and finish this race. Otherwise, we will end under caution, so hopefully they'll be able to do that. And the 52 of Coffee is still out front, but we've had a change up here for 2nd place. The 811 of Butler pulling a great slide job on the 072 of Goodwin. And we'll see if Goodwin can repay the favor there once we get going green. Only 2 laps remaining. Very short track. A lot can happen here in these first couple turns. We'll try to catch it all as best as we can. But the pace lights are off the pace truck here, so it will dive off this time. The 52 of Mason Coffee is going to lead us down to the green flag here for green-white checkered attempt number 1.
Green flag, green flag.
And they're off. He gets a great jump. The 811 of Butler also getting a good jump. The 72 of Goodwin there looks like he's under pressure from the 5. And we'll go up front here. We'll see if the 811 is going to try to pull one of his classic slide jobs on the 52 of Coffee as we come around and take the white flag here. Looks like Coffee has a pretty good lead. We see the 811 make contact with the wall. He's going to keep going, but he is gaining here. Can he make something happen here on the bottom side into turns 3 and 4? He's going to slide up the track. Is he going to make contact? They do touch, but the 52 of Mason Coffee there is going to take home the win. Great effort by the 811 of Butler there, trying it out. The 72 of Goodwin going to come home in 3rd. And that was an exciting couple of laps. I'm glad they were able to finish under green. And we'll give winner a moment to celebrate, and we'll try to get some interviews from the top 3. But first, we'll bring up the official results here. The 811 of Caden Butler taking home the win. The 072 there of Cale Goodwin coming home in 2nd. The 9 of Ryan Martin coming home in 3rd. Brayson Collins coming home in 4th. So good finish from him. Good points night. Mason Coffee there in 5th. Connor Trafari in 6th. Christian Visconti in 7th. Aaron Trotter in 8th. Quentin Haley in 9th. Paul Granata in 10th. Pierce Moffitt in 11th. Josh Patterson in 12th. Darren Stark in 13th. Mason Thompson in 14th. And in 15th, we've got Keelan Belsha. All right, we'll give them just a couple moments here, and we will do some interviews this evening. Them a couple more moments here, not seeing anyone making their way up into the booth here. And I'm just looking at the feature results here. I'll try to get some clarification here, but looks like the 52 of Coffee received a penalty. He crossed the line in first, but has actually scored a lap down. So he may have been black flagged there in that last restart. So we'll try to get some confirmation from the race admins, but it does look like the official uh, winner this evening is the 811 Butler. Try to get some confirmation. 1 minute. All right. Yeah, we did get confirmation. Caden Butler is the official winner this evening. The 52 did get a penalty. So we will bring up the third place. We've got Ryan Martin up here in the booth with us. Hey, Ryan, it's Kevin up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, man, first of all, congratulations on that run up to third. It looks like the 52 got a penalty there in that last lap. First of all, do you know what that was for? We're kind of out of the loop here.
Yeah, on one of the earlier restarts, he jumped it, I guess, and passed the pace car or another car, something like that, and had the 10-second penalty.
Gotcha. Yeah, that is a typical thing here. They've been trying to crack down on those early restarts. So unfortunately, bad for him, but good for you. That puts you up into third this evening. So a great run from you. We saw you having some great battles all night long with Brayson Collins. Um, this car track combo, it looked like a difficult combination there. How did it handle? It looked like it was top line only, but it was difficult to run up there at the top line.
It was good if you lifted into one just a little bit, but if not, you just put the right rear in the wall, bounce off a few times, and lose a few positions. But if you could just get into one good, you were pretty much good the rest of the way around the track.
Yeah, and that's what it looked like. But it looked like when you tried to make a pass there, you really the only way to do it was to pull a massive slide job because the whole middle side of the track was just really slick.
Yeah, it was that, or I made most of my moves when somebody would just dip a tire down into the slick and get off pace, and I was able to scoot by them on the high line.
Hey, yeah, no, that's a good point. That's actually how we saw the lead change there at the end. So glad you mentioned that. But hey, man, congratulations on that third place finish this evening. While you're here, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just all my friends and family that actually watch these races, and I just enjoy it with me.
Right. Well, again, congratulations on that third place finish. I believe next week we head to, just double checking, USA, so a much larger track. How do you feel about that one?
I feel that one should be good if the track doesn't slick off too bad, but if it slicks, it might not be too great. Not exactly sure.
Yeah, I think that one, I'm with you there. It could be great. It could be a real wild card. It could be a disaster. So we'll have to tune in next week and hopefully it's a good race. All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ryan. That'll do it for our third place finisher there. Ryan Martin coming home in third after the race winner was actually disqualified, received a penalty for jumping the start. So that shuffled the order up a little bit here, but we will try to get a word here with our second place finisher. We've got Kale Goodwin up here. Hey, Kale, it's Kevin up in the booth. You got a copy? Hey, Kale, it's Kevin up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy? And he may be out celebrating his second place finish. I'm not sure if he's able to hear us, and like he did disconnect. We'll try one more time here. Hey, Kale, it's Kevin up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Hello?
Hey, we got you. Hey man,
Yeah.
congratulations on that second place finish tonight. Definitely a hard fought battle there between you and the 811. Looked like he just edged you out there in that last run, but it was a great battle. I got to ask you, how was it fighting him off there? Did you feel the slide job was a clean one, or what's going on?
Yeah. I was trying to run the top and I just kept missing my marks going in. So that allowed him to catch up and it was a clean race. And then he kind of edged away and then him and Mason raced it out there for a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it looked like a pretty good clean pass to us, as clean as you can get at Eldora. Eldora is a very difficult track to run. We saw a lot of guys making mistakes and making contact with that outside wall. What was your strategy in this race, just to a survive and also be fast?
Yeah, originally my game plan was to be patient, but then everybody kind of kept running the bottom and trying to make it work. So I did everything I could to get to an early lead, and I had it for a minute. And like I said, I just kept getting nervous, and I kept getting hung out in the slick there about mid corner in 1 and 2.
Yeah, we saw a lot of drivers. If you just were just a little bit too low and got in that slick, it just hurt your drive off so much. But hey, you came home here in second place this evening. Great run for you. While you're here, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, DSR setups, pushing cushions, sim racing. That's about it.
All right. Well, again, congratulations on that second place finish. We head to USA next week, and hopefully we'll be able to interview you again next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, that'll do it for a second place finisher, Cale Goodwin. Now we'll try to get a moment with our race winner this evening. We've got Caden Butler up here in the booth. Hey, Caden, it's Kevin in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, first of all, congratulations on that win. I will say first-handedly that it was well deserved. Even though the 52 got a penalty, we saw you making some great moves up through the field. I actually made a comment and said you have dialed in the slide job this evening because we saw you make it multiple times. Got to ask you, in this race is a very difficult track to pass in, but you made it work. How did you make it work?
Yeah, so the start of the race, I started deep after some incidents in the heat race that happened. And I messed myself up there, had starting back, and I just slowly started rolling the bottom. And then once the yellows started coming in, the track got more slick. I just realized that the bottom wasn't there anymore. And then tried the top, and I kept getting into people. I didn't want to run into them, so I just had to keep trying the bottom again. It didn't work, so I was like, I'll just try to see if I'm good at the sliders here, because I'm pretty good at like linear and liner land, pretty much anywhere else. So it's pretty big and open here at Eldora, so I just tried it and it stuck. And the last one there in the last lap, I thought that Mason was gonna lift and cross it under me, so I kept sliding up because I thought it was really clear, but he didn't. But luckily, we both didn't wreck. We kept going.
No, yeah, we saw that last move there, and great driving by both of you guys, to just have the awareness there, like you said. You prevented your car from sliding up all the way to the wall, and he also prevented his car from getting into the back of you majorly, and you both were able to continue on. So, kudos to both of you guys. But you're coming home with the victory tonight. Looked like the 52, I think, got a penalty for jumping one of the restarts. But you came home with the victory, and that's what matters. While you're here, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank DSR Outlook Art Parts, TrueFlex Cart Chassis, DSR Setups, and just everyone makes it possible. Especially this league, so I'm looking out here, first race I've done, and making it really fun and putting on a good show.
Oh, so I was actually going to ask. I didn't want to ask because I'm very bad with names, but this was your first round this evening, right, in this league?
Yeah, this is my first race in this league.
Awesome. Well, what a way to make an impact coming in first race, taking home the win. So looks like we head to USA next week. How do you feel about that track?
I've only ran the 358 modifieds and the big blocks there. I haven't really messed with the niggas there too much just because it seems like for me it's too too big of a track, but hopefully I'll be there and give it my best shot.
All right, sounds good. Well, again, congratulations on that win. We'll look forward to another good finish from you next week, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again.
Yeah, hopefully that's the plan.
All right, take care. That'll do it for our race winner this evening, Caden Butler, after the 52 of Mason Coffee. Unfortunately, got a penalty and the win taken away from him there for jumping the restarts. But we do know that the league has been very adamant about that rule, in that you're not allowed to jump the restart before the pace car dives off. All the drivers knew about it from the drivers' meeting. We knew about it up here in the broadcast booth. Just an unfortunate mistake there from the 52 that will lose him the win this evening. But nonetheless, good running here this evening. We saw a lot of good moves. Very difficult track. We saw a lot of cars become victims to the outside wall here at Eldora, but good racing nonetheless. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here in the World Online Racing Championship Dirt Midget Tour, presented by Mr. Ocean CM 3882 on YouTube. Check them out. Also, check out Bluejay Designs, who sponsored this race this evening. And great partners here to the league. And thank you all for tuning in here on Soak Tires Broadcasting. We'll be back next week at USA for round 6. Take care, everyone.
I am Dark Blue.